Good morning. I am Manpreet Singh, and in today's presentation, I will be discussing the role of a project manager. There are many types of engineers in our society today, such as civil, mechanical, electrical, kinematic, and chemical, and many other specialists. These specialists know extensively in their field of area, and in most projects are unaware of everything else that is occurring in the project. At that instance, a supervisor or a director is needed who could track the progress of all the events occurring at any given time. As mentioned, a project manager is the point of contact to whom all the members of the team approach to show their progress on regular basis. Therefore, the biggest responsibility of a project manager is to take responsibility for coordinating activities of project team members so each individual can complete the tasks set out for them within the given time frame. The time frame for a project is also predicted by the project manager, which he is able to do using software such as Microsoft Project. Using Microsoft Project, a manager would prepare multiple types of Gantt charts. The Gantt charts could contain all relevant information about the entire project, which would have all the responsibilities and duties of each team member. Another Gantt chart could be made for all the tasks for each individual separately, which would contain all the tasks each particular team member need to complete within given deadlines. This Gantt chart would be very helpful for the members of the project team as they would be aware of their own tasks and their deadlines. As well as creating long-term period Gantt charts, project manager is also required to create short-term Gantt charts to help visualize the progress of the project to all the team members. For example, this could be done for the weekly team meetings. There are many other tasks which are completed by project managers in the industry today, as well as coordinating project activities. These tasks include defining the scope of the project, project schedules, estimating project costs, gaining stakeholders' approvals, measuring project progress, controlling project changes, closing out projects. First of all, a project manager would define the scope of the project. Which would be given by the client. It is a similar process which is followed in the course of Engineering Design and Management Implementation course, where at the beginning of each project the real issues of the client need to be identified. The next process for a project manager is to prepare project schedules. A project schedule is another name for preparing Gantt charts or any other organizational activities which may be part of the organization. For example, in the engineering projects I have worked in through the project-based learning courses, I have organized my work using Microsoft Project by scheduling the number of tasks there involved and when they need to be completed. Next on the list of tasks is the project manager for a project manager is to estimate the project costs, which would require help of all the project team members as they would help them determine the cost of the materials, equipment they would be required to use. A project manager, however, would be required to calculate all those costs such as contracting fees, equipment hiring fees, etc. Next process in the project for a project manager would be to obtain stakeholders' approvals. In the stakeholder management plan would identify each key stakeholder such as the client, community, regional council, or anyone who may be impacted by the project. The stakeholder management plan also tabulates how each stakeholder would be managed and would be kept in contact. Measuring project progress is also another role of the project manager because organizing work is just as important as having it completed on time. Project manager could keep track of the progress of the project by conducting regular meetings with the members of the team associated with completing the project. The meetings could be weekly or fortnightly depending on the scale of the project or complexity of the project. The project manager would be required to take notes of the progress of each individual, which could be compared with initial project plan to measure the progress. This will help determine if the project is running behind on schedule. If it is, the project manager's duty is to help the team member get back on schedule. During projects, often client requirements change, which would bring changes into the project. Once the project has begun, it is project manager's duty to make sure any changes allowed are minor and any major changes are avoided. These are factors which would affect the project if major changes are brought into the project in later stages, such as length of the project will increase as more work would be increased, which would make it unsustainable economically as it would raise the cost of the project. The reasons above clearly state the importance of the role of the project manager, as without one the project would not get managed effectively to be completed on time. A hidden but a must-have skill to become a project manager is the ability to communicate to different types of audiences to convey the message. This is because the project manager is the link between the engineers and the stakeholders, and also the link for the engineers and other members of the project who may not understand the engineering terms. Initially, project managers were only appointed for larger scale projects which required an enormous amount of planning and responsibility. However, in the modern engineering from little to large scale projects, a project manager is accounted who holds responsibility for the success or the failure of the project. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please comment below.